bunch of Scooby-Doo references, and then we did a bunch. Hey, everybody! Welcome back to Two Nerds, One Quest. You caught me monologuing there, Tom. I am your host and DM, JC Dittmer, here with these three nerds because math is hard. I'm gonna catch this man with coffee in his mouth. Man in red, the man in the Wisconsin, is one Tom M. Norman playing Doug this morning. How you doing?
JC.
Like, wow, Scoob.
Good morning, nerds. What is the happy hap?
That next guy standing there rubbing his cheek, I'm not sure what that's about. Is one Ryan Krixis cooked up?
I started singing Lady in Red after you said that, and I just couldn't get out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Cheek to cheek.
So you two are dancing together? Is that what you're saying?
There's nobody here. It's just you and me.
Don't kink shame.
It's where I want to be. And I hardly know. I'm not going to try to hit the next note.
Yeah, do it.
And that's what we came here for, right?
That last man right there is one Jeff Jacob Williams. How are you doing this morning, bud?
Good. My connection just got weird, but hopefully it solidifies.
Because the show started, we get weird.
Oh, it's fine.
Actually, that was in our intro to the Packers podcast. Speaking of it, you, Tom, going, let's get weird. Sticks with me all the time. Love it. Oh, Jeff, you got a recap for what happened last week?
Yeah, I'll recap. If I start getting weird, let me know. I'll go do a restart. But,
You're weird.
You're weird.
Already? I mean, if I get more weird, then...
As long as I've known you.
Sounds
Exactly.
good. Sounds good, genius.
You asked for that.
All right.
You sound great.
Yeah, I deserved it. So we started with a short rest. Krixis investigating and finding an invisible wall around the crystal ball in the tower. Upon investigating that, we heard a voice that said, "To enter the tower, you must complete the rite of the arcane octad. None shall enter who do not complete this rite." So then we started exploring a near east tower with eyes on the outside, and climbed it, found an inscription, which turned out to be an illusion. What we think is the correct one told us, "Sixth, hide thyself behind a mask." The next tower was cracked and seemed to be made of stone people or people made of stone. Found a saying there, but it was missing a word. So we ended up getting very lucky, actually, in both cases. In the first case, Krixis thought maybe there's an illusion. In the second case, Krixis happened to have mending, and we were able to repair the stone so that it said, "Eighth, stand firm in thy circle of death and consume poison, poison." Next, we stopped by the music hall, where we enjoyed an amazing concert that Krixis conducted with the spirits of the musicians that were left behind at the fall of Ythrin. So that was cool. And then we went to the yoga meditation adult spirit babysitting center, daycare. Is that what I can't. We went there and
Yoga meditation adult spirit babysitting center. Is that an acronym? What's that acronym?
Hey, wait.
Ooh, yeah, I should probably could make that into something.
Guys, that could be what ASMR, Adult Spirit Meditation Rec Center.
Retreat.
Oh, that's
Oh
fantastic.
no, the show
pre-show.
title. Oh, that's terrible. Doug started getting a little impatient with not finding anything in that location, but Jacob accidentally created one of the nice unaged bodies to turn into basically first a pile of bones and then a pile of ash as the meditation center cleans up on its own with fire, water, and all kinds of stuff.
Just the
so
press of a
then
button. Set it and
just the
forget
press
it.
of a button. And after that, and there were liability waivers, so they were not responsible for what I did, I think. And then from there, we were going to head towards the eastmost tower, which appeared to be surrounded by snow and had a pink light shining out the window. And for your weekly limerick enjoyment, Krixis put his bard skills to the test to satisfy this final request. The task was quite daunting, but with music so haunting, every soul in the place was impressed.
Nice.
Well done.
Very, very well done. Love it.
That
Bravo.
was 12:30 last night. I started working on that. So.
Right after Wordle?
Yep, right after Wordle.
I saw that come
I
through. I was
missed
like, oh.
the Wordle, believe it or not. It's awful. It was another one where I had my last 4 guesses, I had 3 letters correct, and I couldn't figure out the other 2 letters. And I came up with 4 words, and then I went, when it showed me what the word actually was, I went, oh, of course it is, because it's the simplest word to think of with those letters.
Yeah. I've found that I do better when I eliminate more letters in the first 2 instead of find them in the first 2.
Yeah, my
So,
vocabulary punishes me in that game sometimes.
Yeah, got to start with things like laugh and plank and get rid of those C's and H's and K's.
Yeah. Ooh, Norm hitting us with the creepy.
Oh no, there we go.
As you approach this tower, ice has engulfed the lower floors of this tower, and a pink light pours out of the highest window, a single point of illumination in a dark and out-of-the-way region of the city. What would you like to do?
All right, so if I remember from last week, we were going to go to Y24, which is across some snow. We were going to have to do some hiking,
Yep.
and we had talked
That
about
is this tower.
So what I'm going to do, because I'm sure that my pear, peach, apple concoction, whatever it is I ate, that was a pear, right? Apple?
Pear.
Pear.
Yeah.
Pear.
My telepathic powers are probably ending soon, and probably the pear in my pouch is probably going to crap out. So I'm going to volunteer. Doug is going to, so I'm going to say, I'm going to fly over to the tower. That way, if there's nothing there, you don't have to try and trudge across this snow. Why don't you guys stay here for a couple minutes, and I'll let you know. I'm going to fly over to Y24.
Okay, you fly over the snow top to Y24. The base door is like covered in snow halfway up. Like a massive snowfall, like a 4-foot snowfall, kind of blocking the door. Thankfully, the door opens inward. If you wanted to try and go that way, you can fly up the tower as well. There is a window up top where this light is coming from. It's up to you what you'd like to try and do.
So I'm going to go up to the window. I'm going to do my normal fly up to the window, check it out.
Okay, you see an elderly woman sitting rigidly on a black throne. And there's a sheen of ice over all of it. Looking at her, on her head there is a crown of entwined iron tentacles. There's something written on the wall behind her.
Do I recognize the language?
It looks similar to the other towers.
So that's a no.
You can't read it. A, you don't know Draconic, and B, it's obscured by the throne itself.
Okay.
Like you can see the first couple of words and the last couple of words.
Is the woman alive, or is she skeletal like everybody else we've run across?
She looks alive-ish. She looks well preserved. There's about a half-inch of ice around her entirety, but you can see through it. And her skin looks like that of a living creature.
Okay. I'm going
It's hard
to
to tell if she's breathing or not because A, she's below ice, and B, you're looking at her from about 30 feet away, so.
All right. I'm going to send a message to Krixis that says, Come on over, I guess. This looks like the other towers. There's a, and I'm gonna explain the whole thing. I'm gonna say there's a woman in here encased in ice, wearing a crown of weird tentacly things. How many words do I have?
That's you're at 25. Jeff was counting.
Oh, that's what I was wondering. I was just about to say, oh, crap, I have a word limit, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
25, and you hit it on tentacle things.
Yeah.
Krixis
Yeah, that
will
was
relay
hyphenated,
that.
so it was one word.
Yeah.
Krixis will relay that to the team and say, well, since we can't fly, we'll have to enter through the door.
All right.
So do you stay up
So,
by the window, Doug?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep an eye out, and I'm gonna, not seeing any real movement, I'm gonna just kind of do a circly around the tower just to keep an eye on the entire area
Yeah.
until the team gets there.
I'll
The
ask Krixis if he wants to ride over or fly over.
Right over.
All right. I will cast my new spell. Of course, my mouse is stuck. I will cast Conjure Animals, and I will conjure 8 axe beaks, and the snowy kind that I saw in 10 Towns.
Ooh, fun.
And we can ride 3 of them, and the other 5 will just keep pace like little guardian chocobos.
I need animal handling checks from those of you attempting to climb onto the back of an axe beak.
Dude, it's the most underrated skill anybody never takes.
Yep. Because when you need it, it's like, oh, son of a bitch, I'm not good at this.
Jeff Gordon.
Yep, I saw that. Ooh. Pauline got a 21. Jacob's got an 18.
That's going to be okay. 18.
Yeah. All 3 of you are able to climb up on the axe beaks despite the lack of saddle and tack and stuff, and actually ride them quite well and get them to listen to you. And they sprint across the top of the snow with relative ease. They have like a webbing in their feet that keeps them above ground, disperses their weight well. You get to the base of this tower. And like I said, the snow is halfway up the door. It's about an 8-foot door. Typical door. The door swings inward though, but it is closed and sealed. One thing that you picked up on, Doug, around the roof, the window, is the light is created from flickering pink sconces. There's pink fire in the sconces around the room. So those of you at the base, what would you like to do?
Can I check around the door for traps?
Yeah, you can absolutely check around the door for traps. Make an investigation check.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, this is as bad as it gets. 12. A natural 1 for 12.
yeah, you don't think it's trapped at all. Seems like it's locked, but you don't think it's trapped.
I don't think it's trapped, but I think it's locked.
No traps there, boss.
Alright. We don't have thieves' tools, do we? Or does it matter? We could probably just bust it in.
Oh,
Doug
is
might
it
have some
locked?
Thieves' tools? Possibly.
I
It
will.
appears to be locked.
All right. I'm gonna. I got something for that.
Who?
I'm gonna knock. Right.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh my goodness, you took knock.
A target held shut by a mundane lock or stuck becomes unlocked, unstuck, stuck, or unbarred.
Kook bringing all the spells.
Jeez.
He's got mend. He's got knocks.
Got to pick a couple more cool bard spells that I've never played before, and that was one of
hell
them.
yeah.
So
Hell yeah. So you cast
Good.
this spell, and suddenly out of nowhere, there is a hollow knocking sound as if something rapped on wood. And the door, there's a light that rolls around the edge of the door, and it swings open, and snow pours into the room on the floor.
Side note, where was that spell when Aranon was alive?
Didn't have it then.
It's a higher level spell.
Oh, I don't
You
care.
gotta live long enough to use it.
That seems like the perfect rogue spell.
Rogue Bard, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll cautiously enter.
You enter,
Look-
and
Similar to the other towers.
it's similar to the other towers. The floor is strewn with pitch-covered buckets and mops, frozen stiff by the cold. And written in Draconic, crudely on the wall in pitch, are the words, "All work and no play make Elvira a dull girl."
Oh, shit. Did you say Elvira?
Elvira. Ivira.
Oh, well, it's kind of
Elvira.
disappointing, but I'll take Elvira.
Elvira would have been fun.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny 'cause that's what I wrote when I was trying to catch up with my brain. I wrote Elvira too.
Uh-huh.
Well, that doesn't seem like the right kind of a quote for what we're looking for.
That would have been had I been with it a bit more this morning, this whole tower would have been her, Elvira, instead of this Elvira. I would have described her sitting in the chair.
Would you have used the term heaving
Alright.
breast?
Probably.
No.
Playing in the
Plunging
background
bodice.
with the Oak. What is it? The Oak Ridge Boys. My heart's on fire.
Boom, ba, boom, ba, 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 ba.
Oh,
All right.
All right, I'll tell them that that's what it says and say, it really we're probably looking for a quote that has one of the octad numbers in it. So something's fishy here.
Yeah, I don't think that. Valine says, "Yeah, I don't think that's part of the right."
Can I investigate the room and specifically Elvira?
She's not there. You're on the base of the tower.
Oh, we're in the
She's
base.
at the top of the tower.
Okay. Wow, my rolls are going great today. So in the base of the tower, then I'm still rolling a natural 1 for 12.
Yeah, you find a lot of buckets and
Hmm.
pitch in them that's frozen, along with the mops. There's a staircase leading upward. Clearly, it is a tower.
All right. Going up, Krixis.
Going up.
You can
Going
move
up.
up the next flight of stairs, and you get to the next room. And on the wall is written, in wine stains on the wall is, "I am Elvira. Elvira is my name." The floor is littered with empty wine bottles.
this chick knows how to party.
Well, I mean, it's probably been my life too until the wine's gone. Then what?
Hey, side note, John, is the window broken in, or will I have to either break it in or go down through the bottom?
You'll have to break it in or go down through the bottom.
All right, I'm gonna go down and catch up with them. I'm gonna go through the
Go
front
down
door.
and catch up with them. All right. So you
And
can
the
go catch
axe-
up with them onto the second floor.
The axe beaks look at you jealously because you can fly and they can't.
I
You
give
get a
them-
bunch
I
of
give them the
side-eyed
feather.
from 8 axe beaks that are roaming around the bottom floor.
I give them all the feathers.
One of them smashed one of the buckets of pitch and is currently chopping up a mop handle.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
You catch up with them and you see these wine bottles strewn across it. And you saw the writing on the walls downstairs in pitch, and you see the writing on the wall here. It's in common. What would you guys like to do? Continue upward?
I'm gonna.
Can I check in some of the wine bottles? Just Just a normal bottle of wine.
Yeah, some of them do have some wine left in them that has been frozen solid. You pick
Makes
the wine
sense.
bottle up, and there's like a wine ice cube on the side of it.
Wine slushies.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You make your way up
Alright.
through the next 2 to 3 floors, and they're all very similar. And you come to the top of the stairs, and there is a double door. And above it, written in blood, is "The Crown Knows All." This is in Draconic, so Jacob's the only one that knows
Yeah.
it, unless he says so.
I'll tell him right away.
But it's clearly blood as opposed to wine. It's very easy to tell that.
Yikes.
Well, that escalated.
All right. And there's a door in front of us.
Yep, a double door. Wooden double door.
Can I check if it's trapped
You
or locked?
definitely can. Yeah, locked, trapped, yes, definitely.
Gonna be a 3-peat, but 17.
17, yeah. It's not trapped, it's not locked.
Alright.
Having the handle, you can push it open easily.
Who wants to go first?
On the floor,
Krixis will open the door.
I was going to say on the floor before you, there's a long, plush purple carpet with like frost over the top of it and leaving behind footprints as you walk on it. On the far side of the room sits this elderly woman. She sits very rigidly on this black throne. There's a crown on her head. And an inscription on the wall behind her in Draconic.
I wish I knew what it said.
I'm gonna do a search of the room while Doug is translating, or while Jacob is translating.
Yeah, I'll creep sideways until I can see what it says.
You creep sideways around the room. On the wall, written behind the throne, is "Fourth. Coax a secret from another." There are wine bottles on the floor up here as well, in spots where this purple carpet is stained darker. Looking at her sitting in the throne, there is about a half inch of ice on her, and as you get close to her, you can see that her forehead is bruised, where the crown is sitting on her head, like it has been constricting on her head.
I got a 9 on my
That doesn't
investigation.
sound pleasant.
Looking around the room, yeah, you find more of these wine bottles. There isn't a lot to this room other than the sconces and her on her throne. Make a medicine check. One or both of you, or one of you at advantage.
The +5, so I'm pretty confident with it.
All right.
Go ahead and make that at advantage, Krixis, as you're looking at her.
Oh, looks like Doug rolled too.
Oh,
Well, the first one wasn't good. 21.
21. Krixis, you believe she's still alive under the ice?
Krixis is going to say that and say, "It seems there is life yet behind her eyes. Tread carefully."
Mm.
Can I investigate one of the sconces? Can I tell why it's pink?
It's a never burning flame set to pink.
Got it.
I'm going to cast.
You know enough about magic and seen enough of these now. It's just like the other ones, but this one's pink.
Sure.
I'm gonna detect good and evil.
That's an interesting one.
For the duration, you know if there is aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you. Similarly, you know if there is a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
It's interesting. Yeah, it returns nothing to you.
So it's not good or evil?
It's not any of the things, and it's not consecrated.
All right, I'll tell everybody.
She doesn't register as fey, fiend, or undead.
Interesting.
So she is neither good nor evil, guys, and this is not a. She's just not anything other than what we see. I'm assuming the crown is magical. Should we light a torch and like melt the ice, at least around her face, so she can talk?
Valine actually looks at you guys, and I don't know that we even need to disturb her. And she's kind of not approaching. She doesn't have a good feeling about her.
Does it seem like Ivira has any interesting equipment or wand or anything like that underneath the ice that we can
Wearing a long purple gown. She has some rings on her fingers that look like they might be worth something. The crown. But you question whether or not you'd actually be able to get that off her head.
Yeah.
Based on how it's constricting. You're not sure.
Professor, get over here. Does this crown look familiar?
No. I'm not from here, remember?
I don't care.
I just know a lot of this place.
Well, if you know a lot of this place and you're not from here, then maybe you would know about the crown, huh?
There were no entries in the crown in any of the books I studied.
Okay.
I apologize.
I mean, it's unlikely she would have put a crown like that on her head voluntarily.
The things that we read, all work and no play makes Ivira a dull girl. I am Ivira. Ivira is my name. The crown knows all. Crown seems to be important, but
Well,
is it important to us?
I say we mark this place mentally, and just if we have to, I mean, we can always come back and take the crown, I guess. Was the crown knows all? Was that the topmost?
Yeah, that was outside the door, written in blood.
What's written in the room, Genius? Or Jacob?
It was fourth coax a secret from another. So, thing that I'm been wondering about is this is the first one that didn't ask for a specific item, but the other three were looking for a wand, a mask, and poison. So I wonder where we're going to find those things. So I'm wondering if there's 4 other things we don't know. Are there 4 other items we're going to need, or things we're going to have to find? And if one of them is a crown, at least we know where one is.
It's a good point, Genius.
Well, it sounds like the crown reads your mind, right? Is that what it sounds like? So maybe the crown is what is needed to coax a secret.
Yeah, I mean, it knows all, so it either knows all your secrets or it can tell the future somehow. I'm not sure.
All right.
Do we want to disturb her somewhat? I mean, is there enough ice that we don't think we could push her over? Or
no, it's only like a half-inch thick. Like, you could probably just take your weapon and just smack it a little bit and chip it off her. If you wanted to.
Sounds
get
like
a hand
we
behind her
don't do
and
this
push her out
halfway,
of the
right?
throne if you wanted to. The ice would shatter all over.
She might shatter all over.
That's a possibility.
T2 style, T2000.
Yeah.
Alright. What?
All right, I say we leave it until we need it.
Yep.
It'll probably be a pain in the ass to come back and get it, but if we can stop from disturbing something evil until we absolutely have to.
Valine sighs heavily in relief. She's spooked by this crown. She's a little paranoid.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
look at her and say, "Do you know anything about this crown?"
It's a crown of tentacles, an iron crown of tentacles, and she's bruised around her forehead. I know enough to not touch it.
I can't.
Could
argue
toss
that.
a wine
I
bottle
mean,
in her lap and see if
don't-
anything happens.
Don't take my word for it, but that shit looks cursed. I'm not touching it.
Yeah, Valine's been a little paranoid recently, so I mean,
Oh,
take
shut
that
up.
with a grain of salt.
Yes,
All
I'm a
right,
little
on to the-
paranoid. Krixis, we're in a Jacob. God, I can't even get your names right. We're in a long dead ancient city and there's magic all over the frickin' place. Yes, I'm a little paranoid. I know what magic can do. Maybe you don't know as much as I do about magic, but it concerns me.
Oh boy.
she goes over and stands by the door. Her paranoia is really starting to get to her.
All right, let's go then.
No.
All right. Well, Jacob's not going to do something without the okay from the others.
Express written
So.
consent of the group.
Yeah. They didn't sign the waivers yet, so.
All actions
Here,
performed.
can
as
you
a
sign
group.
these for me? I'm gonna go
Yeah.
touch the crown.
Indemnification. What is it? Indemnification. clause?
Indemnification.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
All
gonna
right.
go downstairs.
You go downstairs.
Yeah. None of the wine bottles are sealed, are they? Every one of them is open.
Every one of them was open.
Okay.
All right.
You guys go
let's
down
see
the
here.
stairs. Do you close the doors? Do you spend the time moving the snow and closing the doors?
No.
As you guys get downstairs, all the buckets are smashed and the broom handles and everything. The axe beaks have just been axing
Wrecking
away.
shop.
Yep, just destroying wood because it's what they do when they're left alone.
Mm.
Just food for thought.
Yeah, we have it for a
Excuse me. Sorry.
total of an hour,
Didn't do that.
so we probably can get back out of this area before we lose them.
Yeah. If you want to all make animal handling checks, those of you that will ride them, I am assuming Doug will fly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Doug can fly.
Dog fly.
Mhm.
Dog fly.
All right.
22.
I'll take it. 16.
Where is Valine? Valine is animal handling. Oh, quit Eggy.
Aren't you supposed to be better at these?
Valine struggles. She ends up in the snow several times.
Try
at
a
one
different
point-
one. They might have a different temperament.
And after having the one walk backwards and buck her off, she does listen to you, Jacob, and tries a different one. And this one's more responsive to her. She is able to hop on it, and you guys head out over the snow. Where would you like to go?
I'm going to lead the way. And
We're
go
going
to
north-ish, right?
Yep. So we'll stop at the first pillar that we come to, which is, what is that, 20?
Why 20? Okay, on your way there, Doug, I'd like you to roll D100 for me.
60.
60. All right. You see before you, or not before you, but below you, floating, there is a hand, a magical hand. Probably about 10 feet across. It's big and purple and just floating there along. It's going to run into the group.
So I'm not able to swoop down to the group and stop them before the hand gets there?
What would this be? Make an intelligence check. Find the quickest way to the group.
7.
7. Yeah, you double back and you swoop, but you are racing this hand, and you're gonna get there about the same time it does.
As I'm flying towards them, I'm waving my hands and pointing down, and waving my hands and pointing down.
Make a perception check. Krixis and Jacob.
All right.
And Valine's gonna make one as well.
Can I make a
Valine
performance
has-
check to get my point across?
12.
Actually, go ahead. Jeff Gordon? Yeah, Krixis, you see him easily. He's pointing at something, and you look down, and you see this giant floating. Actually, you're familiar with this. It looks like a massive version of Bigby's hand, being a bard.
Sure. I guess I alert the team to it, but I can't tell if I fear it or not. So I'm
You
gonna
approach
tell the
it.
team we should go around.
Okay.
Our axe beak should be fairly maneuverable.
How are you gonna try and go
I'm
up
gonna-
into the snow, or where are you going? Trying to go
do a
around it.
couple of cool series of hand checks, like and just kind of alert everybody to where we should be going. And then try to go, I guess,
I would assume go through town, huh?
through
Oh.
more of the town area, versus the snow.
Try and cut through that, like the area between Y22 and Y20.
Mm-hmm.
You want to cut through the
Yeah.
buildings there?
Yep.
All right, I
See if we
need
can
you
do that.
guys to make a stealth check.
Sure.
Doug, you don't need to participate in this. This is the three of them and the axe beaks. So it's a group stealth check.
9.
She had a 9.
6.
You guys are
The
great.
hand does notice you.
All right.
This is initiating a
let me-
chase at this point. So you guys pull
All
through
right,
the
can I,
buildings. What type of obstacle are you going to try and bypass, Krixis? Because you've led this charge. What type of obstacle would you like to try and bypass, or go through, or go over, to try and dissuade this thing from following you?
I think we want to try to go, like, play the around the block game, where try to, kind of make some turns and lose it.
Okay, so just flat out speed and trying to make some corners.
When
Go ahead.
The first time we make a maneuver that Jacob knows is intentional, he'll send 4 of the axe beaks back
At
at it as a
Okay.
distraction. Yeah.
Make a
Yeah, because they
dexterity
follow
saving throw.
they follow verbal commands.
Actually, let's use acrobatics here. So make an
Is this-
acrobatics check, the two of you.
All of us.
Except Doug, who's above it.
It's okay. 15.
19.
19, yeah. You guys duck around the corner. The axe beaks turn back. The 4 of the axe beaks turn back, and you hear them start fighting with this thing. And there is sounds of combat behind you and magical destruction and walls caving in, and quite the calamity. And you are able to move forward, find your way to Y20 without much issue. Sending the axe beaks back to fight it was a good idea.
Nice.
I was trying to figure when I cast it. It's like, well, do I really need 8 of them? Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, what do
Four,
you do with
four might
axe
have been a bit
beaks?
many to send, but you still have one that no one's riding. So
Yeah, in case Doug needed a mount.
yeah. All right.
But we probably don't have them too much longer if they only last for an hour, and this will be our second building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll leave them outside the building this time.
Okay.
Is there a window I can perch in?
The top of this tower is shaped like an axe blade, and a red light shines out from a slender window high overhead.
I'm gonna peek in the window.
There are red orbs that dance like fireflies around this room, about 30 feet in diameter. It's an octagon from what you can see or tell. There's a large unlit brazier in the center of the room. And then there's 8 alcoves. You assume there's 8. You see 4 of them through the window. Each filled with ice. There's ceilings hanging off the ceiling. Icicles hanging off the ceiling overhead. You guys approach the base of this tower, and the door is blown open and half burnt off. There's scorch marks outside the door frame that look like the lightning may have hit it at some point. You step in, and some of the stone in the interior of the building is like washed clean, as if acid had been dripping down the wall. What would you like to do?
Is the window broken open?
And the window is so narrow you wouldn't fit through it.
Okay, I'm gonna fly down real quick to the group and tell them what I saw. So the orbs and the...
Did you see any writing on the wall?
I could not tell. All I saw was the orbs, and I'm assuming I didn't see any writing. If it
There's
was,
a lot of ice in this room. At the top. Icicles, ice on the walls. There might have been writing on it, but it's below ice, and it would have been difficult to read at best.
I'm sorry, was the door open?
The door, yeah. The door downstairs, yeah, is open. It's broken. It's burnt, and
Okay, I'm going.
It got struck with lightning.
Doug's gonna go in first.
All right, enter the room. Like I said, the interior that looks like acid had been dripping down the walls at one point and has kind of washed some sections of the walls clean.
Like it came from upstairs, or like someone was washing the walls with acid.
Like it dripped from upstairs.
It's not a good sign. The room is pretty much empty then, or?
Yeah. It's destroyed, pretty much. There's stairs. The stairs are made of stone. A stone spiral staircase on the outside of the tower.
Okay. Head on up. Moving on up.
Heading on up to the next level. Similar acid-looking stains on the walls. And I say stains, but it's like clean spots on the walls from the acid. This room, the furniture in here looks like it had been set fire. Like a massive fire was in here. As you continue up the next floor, there's more of these. They're more prominent. There's even more of these acid-washed wall sections. One of the tables in this room is just splintered and shattered like it was struck by lightning. Some of the chairs look like they were burnt.
Mm.
You reach the top of the room, or the top of the tower, and the doors are hanging from their hinges. Looked like lightning again struck these doors and shattered them outward. And there you see beyond the shattered doors red orbs of light moving about this room. Looking in, it's a 30-foot diameter octagonal chamber. There are alcoves in the walls frozen over with ice. There is ice and icicles hanging from the ceiling. Stepping into the room, you can see the floor looks like it's been acid washed. And behind the icicles in the ceiling, you can see some writing. You can't tell what it is, but it looks like there's writing behind the ice on the ceiling. And in the middle of the room is a 10-foot diameter, very large brazier.
That was two of my questions: is how do we melt the ice, and does anyone have any place to burn it? So now we have a brazier. Question is now, do we have anything to burn? Is there anything in the brazier? Like any ash, soot, sticks, bones?
It's some strange combination of like an oil and wood.
I think we just want to light it, right? See what happens.
How do you light it?
Man,
Any ideas?
do you want to light it with magic? Otherwise, I'm sure that I've got a tinderbox.
I don't think we need any magic. So there's a room with icicles. There's a lot of acid washed walls and floors, and the icicles seem to be hiding the communication.
Can we see in the alcoves? Can we see through the ice or see what's in the alcoves other than ice?
It looks like more ice, like they're iced over. The walls in this room are not acid stained or cleaned. It's just the floor.
Just the floor.
All right.
I have a
How
torch,
about?
so if we light one of my torches, I can kind of go around and melt things.
Now, if you like, there's a 10-foot brazier in the middle of the room that's got oil and wood in it that Krixis is inspecting, and seems like it's going to light up really easily if you put fire to it.
I'll light a torch with a tinderbox. I think I'd rather throw the torch than stand next to the brazier when it's lit. So, how high is the ceiling? Is it also 30-ish feet or
20 feet or so?
Okay. Unless Doug, when you want to drop it in the brazier, I think I'll just throw the torch in there.
It does not seem like a good idea to fly above the brazier and drop something into it and have it explode up into me.
All right, everybody, brace yourself. I will tinderbox light the torch and toss the torch from 20 feet away.
It's 10 feet in the middle of a 30-foot diameter room, so from the door?
Okay, I will throw it from 10 feet away.
Yeah. From the door. Go ahead and make a dexterity check. Or ranged weapon attack if you'd like.
Ranged weapon would have been better, but oh no. 6.
6? That's enough. It lands right in there. It's not hard to hit.
Okay.
You're trying to hit a 10-foot circle.
You
would have had to been less than 5.
Throws a 1.
Throw it in, the torch lands in the oil, and it lights, and you feel the warmth instantly fill the room. And it takes all of maybe 30 seconds until the icicles start dripping. And as you stand there, the ice all over the room, the walls, the ceiling, and everything starts collapsing and dripping away, and large chunks of it flake away and hit the ground and shatter. Icicles occasionally fall from the ceiling as they melt, as sections of the ceiling melt and no longer hold to the ceiling.
Can just check and make sure that the melting ice is water and not acid.
The melting ice, it's melting in the alcoves. It seems to reveal more ice that doesn't seem to be melting. That's green.
Yeah, stick a finger in there. I'm sure it's fine.
Do you go over and stick a finger in there, Doug?
Hell no.
All right, good boy. The ice starts falling and chipping away, and after about 10 minutes, the walls are melting at a similar rate. And you read an inscription in Draconic, Jacob. It says, "Fifth, quench the flame in thy palm with ice." And I need you all to roll initiative as 8 gelatinous cubes
Oh no.
slide out of the alcoves
Yeah, that makes
at the
sense.
same time.
That was what I thought when you said, "Oh, it's not melting." I'm like, that's not like gelatinous cubes in there. That can't be. That's impossible. Not impossible.
Not impossible.
All
Probable.
right. Fight or flight. Here we go.
Well, you're all by the door, but the door's broken, so...
All right. Well, good. I don't have to decide first.
So let me just pull up here. I'll pull this one up just because it'll be easy to do. All right, cool. You guys all rolled? 11, 13.
I have
Yeah.
11.
6?
6.
Sound right? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Let me get Valine in here.
I got a 14 on my
She
initiative,
had a-
by the way.
She had a 6, and let's give a roll for them. Doo-doo. What is their roll? All right, you all get to move before they do.
Oh my goodness.
So, Doug, what would you like to do? You're first.
So, as a free action, can I just say, let's just get the hell out of here?
You can absolutely say that, and then
Yeah.
start moving out of here. Go for it.
Let's get the hell out of here. Fuck these guys. I'm running.
And
I'm going to go down the stairs.
Doug takes off full speed, move and dash.
Yep.
Get out of the tower.
Move and dash.
Krixis?
A ducks and a dash, and I move behind a tree. It seems like we've got the capacity to. Is it obvious to Krixis we would be able to all get out before the
Yeah.
cubes would? All right, so
Yeah, you're looking at the
Um,
situation. You're at the door. The closest one to you is like 10 feet away.
okay.
And Doug's already moving, and Jacob looks like he's about to take off, and Valine is back,
Yeah,
stepping backwards. Like everyone's
she's-
prepared to just take off.
She's probably just peeking in the door anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's Krixis is gonna yell out, "Oh, the cubes! We don't want to mess with those. Let's get out of here." And then bolts for the door. Dash, double dash.
Valine's paranoia is going to put her ahead of Jacob in the order, because they're both at 6. She's just running.
Mhm.
Jacob, you're the last one standing up there.
All right.
Looking at
Can
it.
I do one last investigation of the room to make sure that there isn't anything revealed that we might regret leaving behind?
Yes, that's going
And-
to take an action, so you'll only get
Yeah,
movement. Not that
That's
it
fine.
matters. Gelatinous
think-
cubes aren't fast.
They should be slow. 26.
26. Yeah, the only thing you see in the room beyond that was the draconic writing on the ceiling.
Okay. Then I will just use my regular movement to 35 feet. Go
Right.
catch partway up.
I will take us out of initiative, but I need to ask you guys, are you doing anything to try and hinder the gelatinous cubes?
Is there anything we can throw in its way? Like, I don't have anything that would really.
We closed the front doors,
The
They
front
were
door was
blasted
blown
open.
off.
so I think we're in trouble here.
I
We're
think
just
we
gonna
can
let them loose in the let them loose in the city.
Yeah, at some point we might have to like deal with them.
I think it would be easier to fight them out in the open, anyways, as opposed to a cramped room.
I mean, that'd be interesting. Stand outside the door and pick them off as they come out.
I mean, is there a
Um,
way that we can hinder their movement?
Are there any bookshelves we can topple in there?
We're gonna need something acid resistant, I think.
You could grab a bunch of like the furniture and stuff. You could try and cram a bunch of pieces of furniture in front of the door.
Are your chocobos still alive?
Um,
They're not going to make it very.
Chocobo meat shield.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything permanent other than, unless we were to like collapse the door or something.
So if the door's blasted in, we should be able to prop that up against the opening, right? Like put them
it's in
sideways.
splinters, like it was struck with lightning.
Oh, like splinters, not
Yeah,
like
it's
chunks.
not. It's
Okay.
not pushed in. It's not knocked in. It is blasted in. It's in several hundred pieces in the interior.
Did we pass any furniture?
Nothing that was solid. Everything was either burnt or hit with lightning.
Yeah, so I guess the answer is no. We have to let it out unless, unless I don't know. I say.
I mean,
we
you get far enough away from them, they may stop being interested in you.
Yeah,
There's
I say
always
we
that chance.
chocobo meat shield them, and we just run to Y21.
Do it.
All right. Yeah. Send the last 4 chocobos in the door, and we'll just walk to.
Okay.
We don't really have long-term plans around here, so yeah, gelatinous cubes, they'll clean up the streets.
Yeah, there you go. You got street sweepers now. This 60-foot tall obelisk of black stone stands before you, and its surface is covered in arcane runes projected from the ground. Or it projects from the ground, sorry. My bad. There's a thin crack that is formed on one side of it, stretching from the obelisk's base to its middle.
I'm gonna fly up to see if there's a window.
There are no windows. This is a solid structure. You could make an Arcana check, one of you, or at advantage, or 2 of you, as you're looking around at all the different.
I'm guessing
Runes inscribed on it.
Valine's probably the best at that.
Valine has she's got a +7. You guys want her to
Yeah.
do it?
Yes, please.
With
I think so.
advantage.
We'll have her do that at advantage. Gets a 17. She's looking at it and she recognizes that the runes are the 8. All 8 schools of magic are on this. There's a 9th rune that she sees. She consults Professor Scan. She's thinking, have you seen something like this? Is this what I think it is? Yeah, I believe it is. This 9th rune is a rune relating to chronomancy, or the controlling of time.
Yeesh.
Did we just join the Wheel of Time multiverse?
We can't activate this, though. We don't... I don't have anything powerful enough to activate it. Looks like it's cracked, too. I don't...
How does one activate an obelisk of runes?
Channeling power into the... From a magical item. These obelisks, there's been several of them over the course of time. If this is what I think it is. We've heard of ones in below crap, I can't think of the name of the city. Hang on a second.
Right?
Waterdeep.
Yes. Thank you. There's one below Waterdeep. I've heard of one out in the jungles of Chult. There's several of them. Even if I had the means to activate it, I'm nervous too. All kinds of stuff could go wrong, especially with the obelisk being cracked. But the chronomancy rune on there, time travel's a dangerous thing, she says, and she walks away.
Well. I don't think we have any answers for this problem yet, do we?
Is this related to the numbered towers that we've been messing with, do you think? Do you think we need to come here and perform the ritual?
Probably.
Well, there's 8 pieces of ritual, and she said there's 8 schools of magic. Well, 9. But she seemed surprised at that last one.
There's been a long rumored school of magic that no one could find any proof of.
Well, I mean, we'll have to come back to this, I guess.
Is there anything else that we can see around this area?
Any what that you can see around this area?
Anything else that might help us, like platforms or something where we would put these magical items or anything?
No. No, it's just this obelisk protruding from the ground, reaching towards the sky. In the distance, you hear something growling. I don't know if you can actually hear the dogs in the other room, but that's what's cueing that. In the distance, I hear something growling, so you hear something growling. What would you like to do?
Reality becomes fantasy, or the other way around. I'm tempted to spend a cantrip on just seeing if targeting the tower with different schools of magic does anything, but it seems like Valine would be the one to. I don't think that we have enough to light up.
She's walked away and gotten kind of. You can just see her. She's about 50 feet away now.
Perfect.
She's nervous.
I'm gonna walk to the far. I'll walk to the far side of the tower, and I will cast light on the far face so that it wouldn't shine brightly. And if it matters, it's an evocation cantrip.
What do you cast?
Just long enough to see if it does anything.
On the obelisk itself, or?
Yeah, like on a rune on the obelisk. I don't know which one.
A rune specifically. You target one of the runes, and the rune lights up, and it's pretty, and you have light for the distance you need. And other than that, it doesn't seem to do anything out of the ordinary for what light would do. You dismiss it, and it goes out.
Okay, just seeing if it matters. Okay. All right. Well, I assume we don't want to go back towards the tower we came from. So keep heading. Head west.
Northwest.
I think
Head
just
around.
make a note that this obelisk does seem to be important for us to perform the ritual and then move on.
Agreed. So then we would have to head. Can we? Obviously, we can't tell because of the tower, but I'm assuming we can go behind and continue west behind it.
Yep.
So I'm gonna kind of fly up in the air, and I'm gonna take a look back to the tower not the one we just left, the obelisk, but the tower.
Where the
red light one.
gelatinous cubes were.
Yep, and I'm gonna see if they
The red
are
light district.
out and about.
There are 2 of them that are out of the tower and roaming around the ground.
But they're not coming
leaving
towards us at
behind
all.
a slimy, very clean trail of acid.
I mean, technically, I could summon Tika. She would be immune to acid, and while she wouldn't do much damage, eventually her teeth could rip them apart. But it's gonna cause some noise and some mess.
Nah.
I was gonna say, does she need air to breathe? That's a hazard with gelatinous cubes if you end up inside them.
I'm gonna say probably.
I would think so. So yeah, you see a couple of these gelatinous cubes walking around or sliding around the base of the tower. Which you head towards what, Y17 then?
Yep, we're gonna fly straight. Well, I'm gonna scout ahead, since I'm in the air and I seem to have a good vantage point. I'm gonna cruise towards Y17.
Roll a D100.
God damn it!
Hey, there's shit walking around the streets. Don't goddamn it me. You're scouting.
I'll goddamn it you if I want to. 87.
87.
Oh man, the higher numbers are worse. Oh, I don't
You
know.
see a group of... Actually, roll a D6 for me.
6.
6. You see a group of 6. What you've been told are called Nothics. They are wizards that slowly went mad. That were remnants of the city. And the magic of the city weighing on them.
Do they see me at all?
Nope.
All right, I'm gonna fly back to the group, and stop them. Is there any place that we would be able to hide? Is it going to be like a city kind of type of thing behind that tower?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
there's city and Snowfall. It's similar to the area that you just came
Okay.
from. That's kind of half city and half Snowfall.
I'm going to... Okay, so I'm going to fly back to the group. I'm going to say, okay, there's 6 things, wizardy things, up ahead. We need to sidetrack through this town, through this area. Keep your head down unless you feel like battling them. But I feel like battling the gelatinous cubes would have been easier.
This will require a group stealth check at advantage. You all have advantage on this because Doug's assisting with flying overhead and explaining where they are.
Do I need to do that? Because I'm gonna take flight again.
No, you don't need to do it.
Before I take flight, I'm gonna say, keep your eyes on me as well. I will direct you as to where they are.
You
I
said
think
had
Boline
advantage.
had advantage. Yeah, had advantage.
All right, 18.
All right.
And again, good thing for advantage.
16?
16, yeah. You guys manage with Doug's help. You manage to avoid the Nothics on your way to Y17. This low domed building, the top of it is wrecked and open to the elements. The door is open. As you walk inside, there's a theater with a large stage and seating for more than 100 There's a backstage area and icicles hanging from the sagging balconies, and rime-frosted masks leer and grin from its fractured walls.
Hey, we need a mask, and possibly a mask for each of us.
I would agree.
Where do you think we get a mask?
You want to try and take a mask off the walls?
Before we do that, I am going to detect good and evil again.
Okay. You do not detect the presence of anyone in this building.
All right. Are the masks decorative? Are they different from each other?
Yeah, they're all different. One, you got your comedy and tragedy, and there are all kinds of different masks from all over.
Are there any bird masks?
Yep.
I would take one that looks like a bird.
You pull one down that actually looks like a like the old masks of the plague doctors.
Oh yeah.
Snout.
Cool.
They kept all this stuff in.
Was there any like fox?
Yeah.
Masks? Yeah.
Yeah, you can pull one down with fox. The interesting thing when you pull it down, it's a fox's head, but rimming it are 9 bushy. They almost look like tails. Like they're actually supposed to be representative of being in the distance. Like a 9-tailed fox.
All right.
Yeah, Jacob would look for something a little more draconic with, like spikes and spines and snout and teeth.
You're able to find one, and it has a, at the base of it, like right where the mouth is, there's a long protrusion of what looks like some sort of breath weapon coming off of it.
Nice.
All these masks are very solid and well made. When you take them down, there is like frost on them, and as you hold it, it slowly warms up and is, excuse me, is warming up and becoming just an object that you're carrying.
Lillian gonna grab one?
She looks around nervously, and she finds the most plain mask that she finds. She's looking at, she looks at the tragedy mask that she sees on the wall, and she's kind of like, no, not that one. She goes and finds the comedy mask, the one that's smiling and laughing and happy. She goes and finds that one and grabs it. And doesn't actually look at it a lot. She just kind of, because we may need one of these, I'm tucking it away.
Awesome.
All right. I guess I'd rather know now than later. I'm gonna put the mask on and see if anything happens.
You put the mask on. It's a little cold on your face. You can see through it fine. It's a little awkward. The breath weapon kind of bumps your armor occasionally as you move your head, but other than that, it's a mask.
Good deal.
Looks good on ya. Better than the alternative. Ha 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 ha.
I'd like to investigate the rest of the building, see if there's anything else interesting.
You go up on the stage and you're moving around, and backstage there's a desk. On the desk there's a pile of 5, they're like 5 packets of paper. Each one's different. On the top of one there is a gentleman with a noose around his neck, and the noose is being pulled up slightly and his neck is turned off to the side. There's one that is clearly in the back of a gentleman standing he's got both his hands behind his back, but he's holding a dagger upright against his back. There is a woman with long hair on another cover with a fairy whispering in her ear. There's another one of a person that's kind of standing there cowering a little bit, and there's a giant demon leering over the top of it. And then the last one's a guy in fool's motley doing a handstand. Opening the books, you realize these are scripts. They're all a script of the same show.
Interesting.
Is there any other rooms or anything off of the main area that we could take a look around in to see if we're missing anything?
There are your typical backstage rooms. There's a fly loft with different flies that are like, the ropes are broken and they're kind of half hanging on the stage. Then you find a costume room. Yeah, there's not a lot in here other than that. It's all general theater stuff.
All right, guys, this place is weird. Kind of gives me the creeps.
We got some badass masks though now.
Yeah, we do.
So that's fun.
Do you do anything with the scripts, Jacob? Or do you just leave them there?
Oh, did we lose them?
Jacob?
I mean,
Jeff, can you hear me?
Genius.
Sorry, my sound is going weird.
Oh, we can tell. Do you do anything with the scripts?
Yeah, I'll take the one with the woman with the fairy whispering in her ear.
Okay.
I'll take that one.
Okay. All right. What would you guys like to do next?
I'm gonna go out the front where we came in, and when I was flying, I saw the big giant glass building that piqued my interest because it looks really funky.
Krixis is just gonna ask Doug to kind of peek back to see if we see any of the gelatinous cubes or anything.
All right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, and those mages kind of worry me too. So I'm gonna take a flight up and kind of backtrack a little bit to see where everything is.
You find the 6 mages, the Nothics, fighting a gelatinous cube.
Makes sense.
All
You
right.
think one of the Nothics is actually dead, but then you don't see his body anywhere until you realize it's inside the gelatinous cube. And they're trying to get their friend out.
Nice. All right. I'll fly
Heading
back.
to 16.
I'll fly back to the group and tell them, we're good.
Yeah.
They're fighting.
The shattered, it's not shattered, but it's like a crystal roof marred by a web of cracks. And you see a strange landscape of miniaturized natural features inside. You guys can enter in on the east side of this building. Door lies open. Like, there isn't actually like a door to seal this place closed. This is a menagerie. It's a zoo. There aren't any animals, but there's miniature mountain ranges and forests and streams that are all draped in ice now. A different mixture of landscapes. In the middle of this room, there's a machine. This 10-foot diameter iron wheel held above the ground by a metal brace. There's 8 barrel-sized, egg-shaped, open containers attached to its outer spokes. It has a bronze control panel with a lever next to it. Valina's looking at it. Does anyone want to assist her on her Arcana check to assess what this is?
Yeah, I will. My Arcana is bad.
Yeah, mine isn't great either, but I would assist.
She has no fucking clue what this is. She rolled a 1 and a 2.
Awesome.
Cool.
Looking in the base of these egg-shaped containers, you can see bloodstains. Also in the middle is somehow each one of those containers is connected to the middle of this wheel somehow. You see gauges that read numbers 1 to 80. There's one gauge that reads numbers 1 to 80. The lever is marked as a start. And then there's a timer that says 8 hours and down to 0. And we'll stop there as you stare at this strange machine, wondering what it might be. Maybe there's a chance that you talk to the professor, he may know. But we'll leave it there for this week. Let you wonder about it.
Awesome. Yikes.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah?
I feel like we got a lot accomplished today.
Yeah, more again.
Got some badass masks.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. We are Two Nerds One Quest. We are here every Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, except for next week because it is a holiday. We are not here on holidays. Unless you guys decide that you're around. But I know, Genius, you're up north, right?
I think we're going to be around next weekend.
Oh.
I'm actually going to be around. I was going to be up north, but I'm going to be around next weekend.
Oh, well, maybe we'll talk this week, and we'll see once we get closer.
Get it posted.
Yeah.
You may get some Memorial Day goodness from us.
Maybe. Worst case scenario, maybe, if we're not all available, maybe one or two of us can hop on and talk, or JC has access to the Twitch channel now, so if he's around and I'm not, we'll see what happens.
There is also the possibility of several different adventures. We'll figure out what's going on, and maybe you'll have something next week.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. That's kind of where we put notices and stuff out. Join the Discord. Also put notices there. Go to bit.ly/OurFunDiscord for all of our links. Support us. Patreon.com/2nerds1quest. Rate and review us wherever you get your podcast from, because this does go out in podcast form. If you are here in chat, give us a follow. Get notified when we go live. And for those listening on the podcast, twitch.tv/TomMNorm. TOMMNORM.
Click those notifications on, peeps.
Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe, yo.
Yo.
Amazingly enough, we're about halfway done with this city. I thought it was going to take much longer.
Yeah, we're flying pretty quick.
Having a flying scout helps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Anyway, Discord, links, follow, like, subscribe. Give us ratings and reviews. Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear, just in general, what you think of the show. We're always open to suggestions and criticism. And if you get blocked, you get blocked. Meh, not much I can do about that. Just kidding. Let us know what you think. So for me, for Genius, for Krixis, for Mr. DMJC, deuces.
Why is there blood in the containers?
Right?
I'll be right back.